All right, it's spoilers time where we get to talk everything.
First thing I gotta say is I'm sorry they reminded you Superman died.
Yeah. Well,
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat, they were like, oh, by the way.
No. You guys are wrong. I like this because if you're gonna fucking kill him in the most insulting and stupid ass way as a cheap ploy to get us emotion, and I did tear up when Superman died. It definitely happened. I want to see them play it out, okay? But I wish it didn't happen like that, you know?
They're gonna make it evil, though, so...
I had to bring that up, motherfucker. So,
Either the Superman shirt. Remember?
I want to say that I was right. I correctly predicted that Joe would die in the movie. And guess what happened?
I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen, though, because everybody got a backstory. And I was like,
at the beginning,
where's Slipknot? No Slipknot. And he shows up out of nowhere.
At the end,
fuck, he's gonna die.
Oh, I fucking knew it. I knew Joe was dead from the very beginning.
All he did was shoot a rope and done.
Why would they even?
Was it?
Because they needed, the villains needed to see that the trackers in their necks were actually just a real thing.
Got a little test done.
And that's what happens in the comics, Joe. The villains will die. And that's the one thing right away that I'll say that the movie doesn't do, could have capitalized more on, or lose a little bit of points, the death of the villains. In the comics, it's a shocking moment when a villain dies. There's a little more emphasis placed on it. It's more shocking. In this one, there's a death count. I think about 2 die, but technically maybe just 1. We'll see. It just didn't have any impact because Joe shows up. Joe shows up in the movie.
Like, maybe shit. 4 minutes?
Yeah. And Boomerang kind of leads him on, you know? He leads how Joe's so stupid. He's like, "What? You're a smart guy, you know, let's get out of here." And Joe's like,
they're just fucking with your head.
Yeah. And so he's like, the first thing, and Amanda Waller's like, yeah, the first, this guy, he can climb anything. And I'm like, yeah, that's gonna be useful.
Oh, yeah, seriously.
So the first thing he does, now, I will agree, it's great because it's true to his character. What is the first thing he does? He does what he does best. Like, tries to get the hell out of here. He's like, cassava melon, his head explodes, and then
pretty much.
And then he
How is that earn you on the spot?
When I saw when that happened, I went in the theater and I looked over at Joe, and Joe looked at me.
Joe was like, no.
Okay, so Slipknot dies in the film.
His power is.
It's okay. I turned to Joe. It's like, good run.
Oh man.
Stupid power.
There were so let's talk about the villain of the film. I think it was fantastic that it was not revealed in the trailer. And this villain was a surprise, and it was of a threat level that's like an A-level threat. This is a threat that the Justice League could go up against. Enchantress is originally positioned as one of the squad members. However, she's not. Right. It turns out that that Amanda Waller controls her by having her heart and making her do whatever she wants. And of course, this Enchantress is basically a witch that has possessed the body of a woman. And Dr. Moon, right, who fell in love with probably one of the best special operatives in the DC universe, who's not metahuman or anything. His name is Rick Flag. And that's another thing I didn't get to say in the review, that RoboCop did a great job. He actually made me like him in this film, which I thought was going to be impossible. He put on that Texan accent, that southern accent, and he did a fantastic job as Rick Flag, and I believed him. And so she actually turns out to be a villain. Yeah. And it turns out that she has a brother, and she releases her brother. And this becomes sort of the villain, even though she's actually the main villain. Right. Yeah. So it was well done. Now, yes, it has this downtown, thing flying into the sky, electricity, but... Ghostbusters. And almost every movie has this, but it was cool. And you saw the destruction it could cause was so cool on these TV screens, and they didn't cut away from it, where, these electricity is just like cutting up super secret bases, aircraft carriers. It just looked really fucking awesome. But it begs the question, the one plot hole in this film that I wish they would have filled, that I feel maybe could be in an extended edition of the movie, is... where the fuck are all the metahumans?
That's a good
You
question.
set up that metahumans are starting to show up a lot more. You set up Flash. Flash makes a cameo in this film and basically stops the bank robbery from Captain Boomerang.
Yeah.
But he's not around to instantly flash to this Midway City. Who's the protector of Midway City? Isn't that Flash?
No.
What's Flash's city?
Star City.
Star City, that's right.
City.
So Midway
I have no
City,
know.
Green Lantern. No, Green Lantern is
It doesn't matter.
Coast City.
Everybody has
It was
Who is in Midway City though? I think.
have jurisdictions. You can't pass that.
That's
That's just
bullshit.
politics.
You got your own city to take care
You
of. I
crossed the
can't come in.
line. I can't get. It's
like
not my
global
jurisdiction.
So they should have had that in the
Right.
film that you know, I liked the Suicide Squad being the normal humans and the military's response, being able to go up against these A-level threats with their Suicide Squad, although the odds are so stacked against it.
Oh, yeah.
Such an awesome idea, and I fucking love it.
Right.
But they should have included that description. Maybe have in the background a video of Flash and Wonder Woman just off on some other city dealing with threats themselves. Maybe a little tease of Gorilla Grodd or something like that, fighting Flash, and you know, maybe Wonder Woman doing something. I don't know.
They handled Diablo well.
Yeah.
Because he was clearly able to go toe to toe with the main villains. And they
They had
made
a great reveal.
They made him like a pacifist type of thing for most of the movie, and
Such
it
a
worked
cool
really
character.
He was a
well.
sleeper hit. I didn't, because he really
Yeah.
was like not doing much, and then
like, fucking
he
do
really
something.
came and like
Fucking
he had
love
emotion.
that
And he came out in that bar scene. I was like, dude, he owned it. I was like,
He owned it.
Yeah,
he
it
was
was
the
really good.
standout that you didn't expect.
Right,
And
yes.
and you know what? David Ayers also did End of Watch, and he did Training Day. So he knows
Watch,
these
right.
sort of you know, ghetto gangster characters, and he really brought life to Diablo
Yeah.
in a way that I
it was
think
quick.
David could really. And
Yeah,
it was fantastic. And I
built
love
him
the
up.
whole pacifist thing. And then you know, Will Smith goads him to basically they were screwed if Diablo didn't do, you know, basically kill a bunch of guys
saved his
for them.
ass.
Then they probably would have died from bullets at the beginning of the film.
And Will Smith's humor the entire time he's like goading him.
Perfect.
He's like, you know, I was just putting you to that point, pushing
I was just
you to
getting
that
you
point.
there. I was just
He's like,
getting-
that's scary, man.
I wonder if Will has a little bit of right to, you know, change his own lines to
when
fit
you're a
his
star
character.
like that, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
ad-lib.
You be you.
That's another thing. I'm so happy that we have some well-known stars. Now we have Ben Affleck, who I didn't think would work, and I was totally wrong on that. He really nails it as Batman. But now we have other high profile stars as Will Smith and Margaret Robbie. These are really hot Hollywood properties right now, and it feels like they really enjoyed. They really had fun.
yeah.
These two worked
they did.
together, in fact,
Great
and they had good
chemistry,
chemistry. There was a little bit of a hint between a relationship of Harley and Deadshot, which is appropriate because I think in the comics that happens a little bit. And a little bit of flirtation even with Captain Boomerang, which also happens in the comics. So it was so appropriate to the comics. I think really the people involved in this film really did their research and decided that's the one thing this film had that Batman v Superman didn't. These felt like their comic book characters.
They casted
And Batman v Superman felt like a completely elseworld story, and this felt like the comics.
That's right on the head.
And
I think you hit it right
exactly,
on the head,
just
man.
why does Hollywood have to feel like they need to fuck with things? No, take the great concepts and heighten them, make them even greater.
That's what Marvel did.
Yeah.
You know, it's like you got a perfect template to copy off of.
And
It's
so right
ridiculous.
now, this is my favorite new.
Yeah.
And now the Nolan films are pretty fucking good. So we
Yeah,
have
they
to
are
say
really-
that.
Two
That's
Batman
still the
movies.
better film. But this one is, in my opinion, of this new universe is you know, Batman v Superman. This is better than that.
by a lot.
Okay.
I wish
Yeah,
Harley
it
was. The only thing I was like Harley's missing is they need to have a scene with her hyenas. I just wanted to see like them in a cage or something with
I
hyenas.
don't remember
or something.
Harley's hyenas. I'm
Harley
not
had hyenas.
definitely-
I
in the
remember
animated.
the animated.
Yeah, she had hyenas. That was like a thing. She
We'll
always
probably
had
see.
hyenas.
One thing they didn't really explain, and they probably could have done a little bit of pinch here, but there's so much to do in this film with so
Yeah.
many character intricacies, and it nailed everything to the best of its ability. But they kind of explained everybody's abilities, but the fact that Harley can kick fucking ass is
Yeah.
never explained because she's basically a psychiatrist Enchantress
Right.
who was manipulated by Joker. Do the Ace Chemicals vat give you a little bit of superhuman strength? Maybe, because Joker has been seen in comics to go toe-to-toe with Batman sometimes.
Right.
Not really toe-to-toe, but be able to get in some shots himself. So that's how I'm going to explain Harley's thing. And I'm going to give the movie this because it gave us so
Gymnasts and
much.
circus and stuff like
It
that.
could have been.
yeah,
It could have been like, you know, the whole thing where insanity gives you like no sense of like self-preservation.
That is what it is, but I
So
wanted
you
a little
fight,
bit
like,
extra.
super freaking hard because
Yeah.
you don't give a shit if you die.
Yeah, that's
Whereas
true.
like any other character is like, I don't want to die. Harley clearly didn't give a shit while
Yeah.
she was fighting.
But, you know, there's something to be said for marksmanship. You have to
Yeah.
fucking train to be a good shot. And Harley is a
She-
damn good shot.
She was like the one thing like you said, they were like, you can't fight him, you can't win, and so these SEALs are unloading in these things, and she's killing shit with a baseball bat. Like,
yeah.
come on.
Yeah, come on.
They're still
But,
kinda
but you know
You're
what?
shitting,
It's the
man.
suspension of disbelief. And when the movie gives us so much goodies and
Yeah.
and delivers,
We'll let it
you're willing
slide.
to get
We'll let it
into
slide.
for those. It's that comic book style. Boom,
Yeah.
the bat, and it
That
fits.
Oh, yeah,
sound
it had some good.
Yeah.
Yes,
It was
that sound was
fantastic, man.
great.
good.
So what else could we talk about here?
The end credit. I
No,
guess,
so
yeah.
there's the
there's-
villains. There's plenty more.
Amanda's.
Let's talk about the one misstep in the
It
film.
was
There's
like-
another misstep. So Amanda Waller, they go in to a city where the Enchantress is opening up this portal or some sort of machine to destroy humanity. And at first you think the squad's just going over there to shut her down.
Right.
But that's actually not what happens. The squad goes over there to clean up Amanda Waller's own mess, where she let loose Enchantress, and Enchantress captures Amanda Waller in order to get access to more information. So they have to find her first, and once they find her, she's in this thing like trying to burn documents or get shit around,
Yeah.
and she has a few FBI agents that
Okay.
are helping her out. Now, once they get out of there, Amanda, before she leaves, pop, 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 shoots all of these FBI
And you
agents.
didn't get the line she said?
No.
She said none of them were. It was like, well, none of them. She said something about they didn't have the classification to know any of this. And then on the way out, he's like, "Don't worry, I've cleaned up my own messes."
Yeah.
She straight up says they weren't authorized to know any of this.
Right, but in my opinion, that is not appropriate to Amanda. Now Amanda has blood on her hands, but I guess in the comics they may have done. I don't know Amanda's character as well. I thought that she was always this, you know, basically stern face
By
that
the
would
book
do
or something?
not by the book. Obviously, she creates the Suicide Squad, so she has her own sort of mean streak to her.
Bends the rules, but I don't know.
But not
straight up murdering.
But
people
straight up
like that.
murdering
Yeah.
good guys that were helping her
Right.
clean her mess. I don't know about that. That
also-
rubbed me the wrong way. But I understand it was a stylistic choice by the screenwriters and David Ayers to say that Amanda has some demons in her own closet and to
Fits right
basically
in,
dirty her up a little bit so that the film feels like, ooh, these are actually bad guys we're dealing with. But in the end, it wasn't effective because these bad guys didn't really feel like bad guys. They felt like heroes.
They didn't feel like bad guys, but I respect the way they set up her character because it made the bad guys afraid of her character.
Yeah.
Like where Will Smith was there.
Gave her
where-
some respect.
Where Deadshot, she shoots all those people and she walks back and goes, that's straight up gangster.
Yeah.
And like even in the beginning when she was sending him out, she was like, you know, your whole job is to protect this one VIP. And she was like, the only person you can't kill in that city is this person. And she said something along the lines, you can kill anybody else, I don't care.
So it's one of those scenes that like I didn't like personally, but fits within the movie. You understand the motivations and you almost respect it in a certain way, but you wish it was a different way. So for example, like Superman's death, or even in a completely different movie like The Mist, the ending to that movie, a lot of people hate, but it fits the movie and it makes that movie.
Dude.
And so I think you know, but I personally didn't like that. Gosh, there were so many moments to talk about in the film. Common is not the bad guy.
Nope.
It's just a random security guy, I think, in a club of some kind, or maybe an FBI agent that gets turned into the brother because they need a host.
He was in a subway bathroom.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
was
just a
in
subway
bathroom.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so Common was basically a criminal underlord or a criminal boss
And they gave him a
who
bunch
is
of
like, we're so glad that you're back, Joker, once Joker appears on the scene. ending. Another character we forgot to talk about in the actual review was another comic relief character, the prison warden.
Oh yeah.
That guy was hilarious.
Yeah.
He's in Neighbors. I don't
Yeah,
know.
he's
Is it?
Yeah, he's
No,
in
I
Neighbors.
haven't seen
Yeah,
it.
he's-
And,
Oh yeah, man. No, that
it was a
dude,
fantastic
perfect
character.
lines, executed,
Yeah.
punctuated everything.
Yeah, hell yes.
He was a good
great.
character.
Yeah,
Very
and he got his comeuppance a little bit, and it was great because Joker has a scene with him, and he is the sniveling little weasel, and so it's appropriate that Joker finds these ways to manipulate. So you're like, how does this Joker do what he does? How is he at the level of Batman at the threat? And it's basically whatever Joker wants happens. And in this particular Joker, it's not so much psychological or really clever things. He's got a shit ton of money and people will do shit for him.
And he's got guns.
And fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But you guys missed something really important that I saw in the
I
character
didn't
introduction.
see that.
I don't believe him.
I'm gonna say it.
I don't believe
I'm
it.
calling it.
Okay.
So the thing is, in Harley Quinn's introduction, they listed all the things that they had done, and they were listing off little things, bullet points. In the bottom right of her screen, like her split-second thing, it said she killed Robin.
nope.
I swear it said
Nope. I did not
that. You
see
gotta
that.
go
I'm
watch the
fucking
movie
with-
again. It's in the bottom
I
right.
will. Let's go.
I know.
Go do it right
Killed
now.
Robin. Well, that maybe how dare what the fuck?
It says she
No,
was like
I
the
just
killer
don't
of
see
Robin.
her killing Robin. Robin is too. I don't think so.
That's what I saw.
No.
And I mean, it makes me
I'm
confused.
gonna go see the film
Because
again.
I thought the whole reason Batfleck was murdering the shit out of people is because Joker killed Robin, and he had snapped, and I thought he killed Joker, and the Joker shows up in this.
No.
And it's like
No, you know what? No. Batman
No.
went crazy, right?
It can't-
And he rescued Harley. He's
Yes,
the one that
exactly,
rescues
yeah.
Harley. He doesn't act like Harley is this rival of his that achieved a new level of villainy by killing Robin. Hell no. You saw
gotta-
that shit wrong. Or they fucked it up and revealed something
I saw
that they
that,
were
and I
going
was
to
like
do
looking
later
over at
on.
you guys, and none of you were looking, and I was like,
I didn't see that.
There's got to be an explanation.
No
because-
way.
You're drinking.
Because even though it's a
Drinking.
flashback
Yeah.
that they do with Batman and the Joker and her in the car,
It is a
it's
flashback.
still, it's like, would that have been previous? Like, was Robin still alive?
She
at that
seems to
time?
have been in jail the whole time after Batman
Yeah.
caught her.
Right.
So
That's
there
how
was
they
no
get
room
captured,
for her to kill
Exactly.
the Boy Wonder, and then still
so, yeah, what makes
maybe to still make your theory good.
Yeah.
Maybe Batman they go into a building and Batman thinks that it's Joker that does it, but it's actually Harley, and he'll discover that later.
Yeah,
but
I
I
have no
don't
idea.
even believe
Why
I
would
saw
they
that.
review it like that?
I don't.
Dude,
see
it was so
that was a
crazy.
fucking terrible.
Yeah.
To reveal it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
I think maybe
You're seeing things.
No, I think that's literally
I
what
hope
it
you
is.
see it,
I
because
couldn't
I don't
read
think that's
anything
a good
else.
way to do
Chad,
it.
it's like
Yeah.
she killed Robin.
This is the spoiler section. You can put your own comments in there. Tell me whether you saw
Tell me
that
if you
too.
saw it or not.
If so, that is a terrible fucking decision. I think that would be stupid.
Most
but
definitely.
yeah.
Totally agree.
So the Diablo, he was a great character, and at first I thought he was just gonna be fire, but he turns into this being that was a god that was worshipped in
Right.
these ancient times, just like these other three. And it seems like this might have been some mystical race that lived a long time ago, and you know there may be ones left that are hidden. It was so cool to
Yeah.
watch these two titans fight, and for Diablo to be on the winning end, and then the losing end. There's like, oh, you want him because you don't want him to die and stuff.
Right.
It's set up so well. I mean, this is a great film, and
film.
you should see it. But Joe, let's talk about that ending scene. So go ahead.
So basically,
Is there an
the
after
ending
credits scene?
Yes, there is.
Yep.
We can talk about it. So Amanda is meeting up with Bruce Wayne. She hands him some files because Bruce is interested in making certain friends. And he opens up this file, and there's three that we see. It's Enchantra, which
Enchantress.
I'm kind of confused about. The Flash and Aquaman.
Yeah. So
Those
what did you think of this scene? First off, thank you, DC, to put a scene in the credits, because that didn't happen in Batman vs Superman, and you know everybody's waiting for it. What a huge disappointment and perfect accentuation of the Batman vs Superman film that at the end everybody's like, ah. But at this one,
The
they're like,
lights
oh, there's
came on.
something.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like you said, what did you think?
We already knew he was making a team.
Yeah.
If you watch Batman
Yeah.
vs Superman, he's like, I'm gonna get some
It fell
friends.
flat.
It fell really flat.
Yeah, it was like,
They didn't even
if you're
plan
gonna
the
do your
marketing around it.
reshoots, why don't you reshoot a new
So what I would have enjoyed there is an explanation for Batman not being present during that world-ending event. I think Batman would drive his fucking ass or fly his fucking ass from Gotham to Midway in order to help, or Flash could be there in an instant. If he's over there taking care of bank robberies, then he's gonna notice something has to do with electricity. Maybe that has to do with me,
It was on
or something like that. But that was not explained, so I think that would have been a better tie-in, or maybe a little bit more of a hint at a Suicide Squad sequel. But maybe they want to see some better return on the movie before they go all in on that.
They could have even done something to like justify it a little more. They could have withheld the Justice League trailers for like a fucking week, and then right after this movie came out, just released the Justice League trailers.
Yeah, but they were trying to do the Comic-Con thing. I think it was the
Yeah.
right thing to do for them to satiate the Comic-Con fans and get them excited for that.
But it like just didn't. It didn't have any point at that.
Didn't have as good of an impact. Reshoots would have been appreciated there. I couldn't notice any of the reshoots, honestly. I think they were so well done if they're in there. But I did notice that it does feel like there is some footage there that is missing, and maybe cut it out. So I want to see an extended version, just like they did for Batman vs Superman, that maybe adds a little bit more scenes in here. I don't think it would
not get some more.
No, I think
They like
Why do you
had
have
a 5-second cameo.
You don't have to bring it up.
I don't know why
You
they
don't
took the
have to
paycheck to be
bring
like,
it
it's
up.
cool, man.
I wanted him to survive,
Kicking
Joe,
Wayne gets
so
in
that
there.
you could do some
seriously.
cool
Okay,
shit.
seriously, like
Head
what
blow
would he
up.
contribute? What would he contribute?
So both of
He
you
can
guys-
climb things, Joe.
what the fuck does that matter?
Everybody would hop on his back
Everybody.
and
No.
climb.
So like
So
they-
basically, he is
That's
a
so
human.
funny.
He's a human elevator. Is what he is.
You're useless, Joe. You're useless.
he was more useful than fucking Boomerang guy at least.
Yeah.
No, why you hate so much on Captain Boomerang?
All he did in the movie.
No, he
was
didn't.
throw
He
a
was
boomerang,
killing people.
and he used little pocket knives.
No.
And he had that, but he did.
Captain Boomerang way better.
I liked.
I like no. I
Courtney
liked
in
the
this
character.
I did. I enjoyed what he did.
No,
what
he
he brought
did.
to the table.
I liked
for
the
it, I think
character
he
and I
did
liked
good.
his comic relief, but his boomerang thing was so.
It's the same
dumb.
thing as bullets, dude. It's just
A
that
boomerang
he's
is like a tenth of the
They're
speed.
sharp.
No, it doesn't do a tenth of
It was super
I'm gonna
slow
throw a
compared to the
boomerang at your
freaking.
head.
You're just agreeing with
I'm
him
gonna do
because
it.
Slipknot's dead, Joe.
And every boomerang
I'm
he
gonna throw a
threw,
boomerang at his head. See if it doesn't
every
hurt.
boomerang he
you're gonna
threw
duck.
got destroyed, and he was always like, "Oh."
No.
He was so sad. Oh.
Great adaptation of Harley
Never
Quinn.
gonna get
They're
that shit
nail
back.
that. And,
Worst boomerang ever.
so another supporting character, Katana, I thought was excellent. Another excellent character. She didn't
did.
say much, but when she talked, it was in Japanese, and I liked her subtitles. By the way, I gotta mention, I like the style. I like the visual style, this sort of purplish, greenish. Now, that kind of appeals. It's funny because before this film came out, I was in Hot Topic, and like all the employees in Hot Topic were like, you gonna go see the film tonight? Yeah, we're gonna see the film. I was like, it's hilarious. So cute. Look at these guys. And it fits so perfect. But anyway, I like that. The visual style is cool. And everybody gets their own little fancy scene explosion with all their, different things. Like Deadshot gets guns and targets.
Right.
And Slipknot, I don't know why they made one for him, but he still gets his little, hooks.
Mr. Big Guy.
Yeah, who else can we talk about? Oh, Enchantress.
Yes.
She
She
obviously dies. The villain.
Yep.
Her brother is dead. Taken out by a combination of the team. Killer Croc blows up a bomb while Diablo holds him. Diablo is dead.
yeah.
He is dead.
Diablo is dead.
You
There's
can't kill
nobody.
the devil.
I
There's
really
nobody.
liked Diablo, and I think Diablo does die in the comics too, and he was a great character, so that's kind of why that really punctuates that moment, and
He
it
had it
says he was
coming,
kind of a good guy in the end. He's just atoning for his sins, and that was fantastic. But it sucks because I like Diablo so much, I want to see him in Suicide Squad too, but I
Right.
don't think that's happening.
Maybe
Set it
he's
up.
not dead.
They even said the whole.
Did you guys see the little app thing? I only saw. Was it Slipknots?
Ooh, maybe.
I need to go watch it again. Maybe he's
Right,
still
there's
alive.
lots of little things we need to see.
Maybe he's still alive.
And Joker survived a helicopter crash somehow,
Yeah.
blowing up.
I don't know about
He's
you.
crazy. He jumped out at the last minute. Shit.
I mean, like, there was like no minutes to jump. There was just like 30 stories down or straight into
He
the
was
office
on his
building.
back, and then I don't know what the fuck.
Dude, I don't know.
Yeah, he
The
was
other
like, "Oh,
helicopter
shit."
got shot down and rolled like 50 times.
And
They all
everybody
walked
survived.
out.
That's true.
Nobody was even slightly injured.
That's hilarious. That
Nobody's
was a
wearing
little
their
funny.
seatbelts.
Right. That was a little funny to see, a little unrealistic. But Enchantress gets to, her brother. Yeah.
Who shot down the fucking helicopter?
The zombies that
with the
her
gun?
brother
Yeah.
can create,
Oh, yeah.
and they fired it down. Yeah.
Okay.
Another thing is, so they conquer Enchantress, but they leave her alive. And you're wondering why. Is she going to become important later on in Justice League? Batman, the first note that's on there is Enchantress. I do not want Enchantress on Justice
Yeah, I
League.
saw that.
Neither
I
do
was
I.
like, what is that about?
And it seems as if Enchantress is killed, and then her skin peels, and Moon is back, and Rick Flag is happy he
They
gets to
crushed
be
her
with his
heart, so
girlfriend.
she was
and it crushed
dead.
her heart, so it does seem like she's
Moon
dead. But
said like she's gone, so I don't know.
what the fuck happened there.
Maybe
Yeah,
she just
yeah.
like has some powers left over.
I don't know. That was
know.
a little confusing there. The Enchantress.
She could end up being like Diablo was, where he had the powers, but he was in control of himself. Could do the same thing with her. She somehow taps into the shit, but she's not that person anymore.
Yeah.
But she's like a god, so she wouldn't fit well on the Justice League anyway, because she was like.
But they
really
were
up
like gods. They weren't
Yeah.
gods. They're like gods because one of the guys died with an explosion and flames, and then she died. But
She
yeah.
teleported across the world instantaneously and back in like a split second. She was like super crazy.
I think they did a great job
Yeah.
again with Katana. I wanted to say that
Right.
again because she felt appropriate to her comics. She felt like a cool character, and I hope I see more girls cosplaying Katana because I thought she was really cool. And she'll probably be in Suicide
and her
Squad
dad's
too.
sword.
Yeah,
Her sword of her dad.
it's not her dad. It's
No,
her husband.
I'm calling her husband's sword. Sorry.
Husband's sword. Yes.
Yeah, her hubby's sword.
So initially, I wanted to say maybe it would have been awesome if Killer Croc got a little bit more backstory to him. But honestly, he was a supporting character. There really wasn't room for it. It would have been a little out of place. He didn't really do a whole lot. It was a little difficult to understand his speech.
Yep.
Sometimes he had an accent. I guess he was from Louisiana. He really liked black entertainment television. So
BET.
That's
they
what
really
he asked for.
yeah, he was kind of a one-note character, but he did some badass stuff. But one thing you said that I agree with is we wish a different actor would have been chosen.
Yes,
Why?
I would have picked, and this is just because I think we all like the series, but if you're familiar with Game of Thrones, maybe The Mountain,
Yeah.
would have been perfect.
Or
because
somebody bigger.
Just a bit bigger guy, just because I remember
and if he's a black man, because that's what they were implying in the film, then maybe it should be Terry Crews or somebody else of that fucking side. Dude, he would have brought some comedy to Killer Croc. That would have been awesome.
Great. Yeah.
But no, yeah. So his size was not imposing. There was at one point where the squad's all walking badass. Like they finally decide, their collars are off. There's no reason for them to continue.
Right.
But Deadshot has a reason to continue,
yeah.
and so does Rick Flag. And the other villains are inspired by this touching moment between Rick Flag and Deadshot that they're like, "Fuck this, let's do it." And Will Smith has a great line that he's doing this for his daughter. He's like, "I'm gonna and my daughter is gonna know that her saved the world, and he's not a piece of shit."
Right.
And then the rest of the people were like, let's fucking help them, and then Carly like, I ain't got nothing better to do.
Yeah,
or she's like, y'all motherfuckers have nothing better to do. Let's go.
Like, come on,
Right.
pussies.
Yeah,
That's
pussy.
the trigger word right
Yeah,
there.
I don't know.
It's like, what did you say? Fine, let's go.
She knows how to play men.
Yeah.
And she said the pussy's a lot. There was another pussy thing. I
It was
forgot.
when he put the mask on to see in the dark. She called him a pussy for putting the mask on.
Oh yeah. I wondered.
then he says
You
something
got
to
that. I wondered
Yeah.
why she called him a
Because
pussy.
he couldn't see. He's like, I can't see. She puts his mask on, turns on his night vision. She's like, pussy.
I thought it was because like he was a little worried. He's like, I don't like this because there's multiple, and she was excited, like, fuck yeah, let's do it. But no, that's way better. That
it was the night vision.
There was another pussy scene. Harley Quinn gets Harley Quinn gets punched in the pussy. She either gets punched or kicked. Did y'all see that? The Enchantress. Yeah, she goes bam right there and hits her right in the crotch, and Harley flies across the
I
screen.
thought it was just a kick. I didn't
No, I think it was right in the balls. But she ain't got no balls. Right in the
Damn.
So
I gotta also point out the
this
play
is
of
why I gotta
words
watch
they
it
did
again,
with
man.
Flag. Like when they were in the office building and he gets grabbed and like, they captured the flag again. And then they're all around him. He's like, we gotta protect the flag.
that was so good.
Yeah,
There are so many like, oh my god, you're actually kind of convincing me this is going to be a 9 out of 10 over here in the spoiler section.
funny, man.
It was really good.
Must watch. Go out and watch
Yes.
it.
Go out and
Yes,
watch this
most
film.
definitely.
It's fantastic. Let's
We
see.
all had a great time with it. Obviously,
Yeah.
we're still
Yeah.
laughing about it.
Blowing. I want to go back and see because, like you were saying, it does seem like an incredible second watch that you'll notice all these other
yeah.
little
Yeah, I wanna
things.
see-
I'm gonna
You
pay
gotta
attention
what
see
he
to
the
what
does.
whole
you're saying.
thing.
I
I'm
wanna see if he's
serious.
right
Like,
about that.
I saw that and I was looking around like, nobody cares? I was like, oh.
See,
Yeah,
that's
that's
the
cool.
thing. It's like, man, it's like, there's no.
They like
What
had
if
it
it was
listed
that?
that she killed Robin. I
But
was
it
like,
does
holy
sort
shit.
of confirm, I think, that this is not that this Joker is not the Robin, the character
Yeah.
that I thought he would be. David Ayers in interviews said, no, that's wrong. But I think that's a wasted opportunity. It was such a fantastic idea and reveal that they could have done there. Sort of like the indoctrination theory for Mass Effect was a
Right,
better
yeah,
storyline than this. But they still have the opportunity to do it. You know, just because David Ayers, the director of one movie, says no, that's not true. You could lie. He could be lying,
Oh, yeah.
or they could change it later on. Because I just don't see her killing. Oh.
Did you come up with no theory?
Maybe she kills Robin and Robin turns into Joe. No, because we saw no. That doesn't.
I don't know, but it's on there, and I was
No.
like, "What the shit?"
Oh,
No, it's not on.
I'm
Okay.
gonna go watch
Yeah.
it.
To the movies
Yes,
again.
let's
Let's go. All right, guys. This is definitely one movie you should go out and see in theaters. I'm
Watch.
definitely buying it on Blu-ray. I want to see the behind
Go
the scenes.
support it.
I want to see
Yeah.
the fucking deleted scenes. I want to see all that shit.
them a
DC
cake.
is on the right track here. Hopefully, what's next? I think it's Wonder Woman,
Yes.
and that was looking real good in the
Yeah,
trailers.
yeah, that
So
did look
Suicide
good.
Squad looking real good in the trailers. Became a real good movie. Batman vs Superman not looking so great in the
Think Doctor
trailers.
Strange
Not
is
great.
coming
So
out.
Doctor
movies.
Strange is coming
That's a
out,
Marvel
too.
movie. I'm
Yeah.
talking
Oh,
DC.
yeah.
And then Justice League. Jury's still out on that because I agree that that's just Comic Con teaser footage for us. So yeah, I think this is a good thing. And
Yeah,
Wonder
we can
Woman's
hope.
going to seem to be following in that. That's a little lighter tone. Hopefully some
Chris
funny
Pine,
jokes
he's
in
good
there.
stuff.
Chris Pine is
Yeah.
great. And
Very
Gal
good
Gadot is starting to win me
Yeah.
over. So I'm really looking forward to that. All right, guys. Thank you for watching this super long spoilers review. There's probably tons of stuff that I wanted to talk about. But yeah, that's it. Okay.
He'll blow up his Twitter.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe show. Bye,
See you
guys.